Welcome back, LEGO builders and Minecrafters, to episode 17 of building Mumbo's base out of LEGO. So far only one of my BrickLink orders have arrived, so hopefully all of them will arrive and we can build up the heart. But since we have not done a lot of building in the past few episodes, let's get some building done. Okay, so there we went ahead and built up the first section of one of the pillars. So I absolutely love how this first pillar came out, although the edges down at the bottom here are a little bit off the edge, so we might have to do something about that later on. But yeah, just getting one of them in here looks absolutely amazing, and so hopefully we can get the other one in. And one thing you might have noticed is that these kind of clip parts, or the droid arms, fit basically perfectly in there, and they have this nice angle to them, so they are the perfect part for this section of the mock with all those weird tan connecting parts of Mumbo's base. So that is looking absolutely fantastic as well. And so right now there's still a lot of tiling and other stuff to do in the middle section. But another thing I also would like to do is get a whole bunch of these kind of plant parts and then put them all around this pillar, or all the pillars, because if we look at Mumbo's base, there is a lot of vines going all throughout the mock, and they do largely stay in the corners, so I'll have to make sure to copy that as well. So I did in fact get another BrickLink order, so if I reach over here, we have some more sand green parts, and behind them some olive green tiles that are round. So that helped me build up that pillar, but sadly only 2 of the 5 BrickLink orders arrived, and I also did get some of the black and yellow parts for the heart, but obviously not all of them have arrived, so I doubt we'll be able to build the heart in this episode because it is already Friday, and packages don't come on the weekend, sadly. But in the meantime, we can do something else. So spoiler warning for Scar's newest episode, but in that episode, he did some upgrades to Mumbo's base, and here's a picture up on screen. So he added these absolutely massive chains, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. But that means that we have to add them into our mock. So as you can see here, I have these Lego chains, and I could use these, and this would be the simplest idea. So you just attach them to the wrenches, and then they just attach up onto the pillars. So that would be the simplest option, using these Lego chains. But I think I'll probably explore other options with making brick built chain parts, so kind of like how in Minecraft you can use the small chains or the actual chain block versus making a huge massive chain out of a whole bunch of blocks. So I'll probably make it a little bit bigger than this because this is quite small, and also these probably aren't as sturdy and probably would be very difficult to attach the vines that go on these chains. So I absolutely love what Scar is doing to Mumbo's base, but for now, let's use all the parts that I've got, and let's build up the second pillar. So, I hope you enjoyed that time-lapse, and now we have another one of the pillars built up. So having both of them together like this looks really, really cool, and I didn't put the tan parts on one side, that side, so then you could see the difference between the tan parts and the not tan parts. So there's a good reason that Mumbo put them there, and like he said, it does separate the build a little bit and helps a lot with kind of defining these structures from the center structure. And I also did add a chicken, but those are like fine details that I probably shouldn't add it now, but just to give the base a little bit more feel and a little bit more life to it. And now, again, these pillars still need a lot of detailing in the center parts here, but I am, like, running out of parts very quickly here, and I'm definitely going to have to place in some more BrickLink orders, maybe even go to the Lego store, but obviously if I do that, that's going to have to wait for next episode. Oh yeah, and before I forgot to mention that Scar also added, like, waterfalls to the wrenches, so here's a picture of what he did. So it was basically like a waterfall or water going down the entire front part of the wrench. And now I don't know if I'm going to do that or not all of it. So what I plan on doing is having the wrench and then having just the water come out of the bottom of the wrench. So like this small little diagram here, I just want the water like at the bottom of the part. So tell me what you guys think of that idea, because I don't know if I have enough parts to do the entire like top section of the wrench and change it all out for blue. So I think that just adding that bottom section could be a really good idea. So yeah, overall I absolutely love what Sky's doing, like with those chains and the waterfalls. It brings everything together really nicely. So we got to make sure we think about those, and we're now building this up and make sure to include them. But for this episode, I think we got a relatively good amount of building done. Sadly, we did not get the heart done, but those pieces should be here like definitely in time for the next episode. So the heart should be built, and then we can hopefully continue work on these pillars. Oh, and just to give you maybe a better sense of size, we'll just back up a little bit so you get a better overall view of those new pillars that are in. And I have to say, this is coming together quite nicely and everything is looking amazing. So if you did enjoy this kind of short episode, then please leave a like on the video and make sure you subscribe. But with that said, Gigahertz Productions out.